Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well wherever it is that you may be around the world. Sorry for the late stream today. I have been massively, gigantically, massively, massively busy. I can't even talk properly, honestly. Work, had to go out, didn't get back in time for 1:45. Got switched to 2:15. But if there is one thing that I always promise the GNA community team is that I will stream. I will make sure that there's a stream available. And we're here to talk about Chelsea versus Juventus. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's get them likes up. 30, 40 likes for me. If you're new to GNA TV, subscribe. We're on the road to 3.2k subscribers, guys. People will start flooding in slowly. Share it if you can. Let people know. I try and share it as much as possible, but you guys sharing it as well. We're going to talk about what Tuchel's press conference was about yesterday. We're going to talk about our preferred lineups. We're going to look at the head-to-heads, and I'm going to tell you what Chelsea need to do tonight to beat Juventus. Stay tuned. Get yourself a drink. Get yourself some snacks. Let's go. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. Lovely to see you all over here on a Tuesday afternoon. And I've got to say, in England, it's very bright. It's very sunny. It's very cold still. It's bright and sunny, but it's cold. You know, typical English weather for you. But big up everyone in the chat right now. Over 10 of you here already. Let's get them likes up, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I can see some of you guys in here already. Let's see what you're saying. Oh my God, Jibber's just been moving the time. I know, Chi-Chi, sorry, bro. It's been a mad day, honestly, in every department. I've been up so early as well. Sorry to say, but I'm expecting a draw, which is the most Chelsea will get today is a 1-1, is what Rohan thinks. We are going to delve into score predictions, etc., your thoughts and feelings as we go along in the game as well. The bookmakers have Juventus to win the group. Fair enough, and I get that. They're leading the group. If they're leading the group, then they should really, in theory, be the ones that everyone looks at as the favourites, right? So I prefer to be the underdogs in this game. Chelsea play better when they're the underdogs. You should know that, being a Chelsea fan, guys. No wonder I thought my time froze. Sorry, man. Sorry. So, Matty K, big up to you, my guy. It is a bit of a late stream, but it's here anyway. Noah, big up to you. Lord Dan, nice to see you in the house as well. Big up to you. My girl Bex is in the house as well. Hope you are good, Bex, and looking forward to the game. Me and Bex are talking on the Discord group. If Bex is in the chat, put the Discord link in, please. We're talking in the Discord group about Anthony Taylor being appointed as the Chelsea manager. the referee to manage the Chelsea versus Man United game on the weekend. And I don't really want to delve into it too much because we have got a Manchester United preview on Friday or Saturday. I ain't worked it out, but that is a piss take. Talk about the 12th man already. They've really got their 12th man in Anthony Taylor. Anthony, the bald fraud Taylor. That's all I'm going to say. Big up to Nick Blue as well. Hope you're well, Nick Blue. Finally, I know. Sorry, my man. Sorry. I'm still, even if I am delayed, I still bring it to you. I still give you them streams. You know what I'm like. Yes, people, see you at the game tonight. Fator, enjoy the game, bro. Did try and get some tickets to come as well, but couldn't make it. Big up to Nick Blue. Yeah, big up to him. 3-0 Chelsea. Juventus have some injuries. Yep, but so do Chelsea. And we're going to delve into Tuchel's press conference very shortly. This game could go either way. I think it will be a draw. 1-1 is what Doctor's saying. Yeah, I hear that. I do hear that. 1-1. There's a lot of people that are unconfident. Why are we so unconfident in the chat? What is the issue? Why are we not looking forward to this game tonight? I honestly think, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the game later, but I honestly think that we can absolutely spank these lot if we play like we did against Leicester, and we will get into that. There's the Discord link, guys. Bex has put the Discord link in the chat. Go and get yourselves following it. If you're not in it, go and click on that link. Download Discord. Takes you straight to the GNA group chat. Get yourself added on over there. We're talking over there mostly all the time. I put my streams in there as well. Gem question. We should cross more for Lukaku. Yeah, but Reece needs to play with Lukaku. We haven't been able to see that. Haven't been able to see that much, you know, and that's the issue. We want to see more of a Lukaku and James link because James is in the form of his life, and having Lukaku around that maybe elevate him into scoring more goals, and on the creative aspects of Chilwell and James being there would be great. We're playing Juventus too much respect here. Come on. Exactly. Too much respect. I believe we will win 3-1. That's what I want to hear, Matt Smith. That is the kind of comments. Let's be positive. We are Chelsea Football Club. We are in good form at the moment. We can get this done, and we have to. Important game. Guys, continue smashing the like button. Subscribe, like I said, if you're new to the channel. Let's delve into Tuchel's press conference yesterday and his comments. Nice little image there of Romelu Lukaku, who may be fit. May be fit to join us tonight. Whether or not he starts is yet to be seen. We will be talking about the team lineups later, going through why we think this lineup should be started. The lines will be open as well for you guys to get involved. Tuchel has confirmed that Jorginho and Timo Werner are fit to face Juventus today. But there are question marks over the availability of Lukaku, Kai Havertz, while Mateo Kovacic is still missing. So, going through this quickly. Yeah, we know that. However, it seems I am not sure yet on Lukaku, is what Tuchel said. We have one more training yesterday, or it would have been yesterday, day before. He was in the team training and seemed okay. Let's see about the reaction. He has the right now today on an appointment with the doctors and the physios to see about the reaction, to see about the next training. So he would have had his doctor appointment, his physio appointment yesterday. They would have a good, clear image in their head whether or not he will be available to start tonight. We will find out if Lukaku is on the bench. I would be surprised if he did start. Not going to lie. I think he makes the bench and gets some minutes. So we'll have to see what happens with Lukaku. In terms of Jorginho and Havertz, he's basically said that two players were substituted due to injuries on their last match Saturday, as Jorginho and Havertz game ended, as we know, 3-0. Nick's mixed views on the front on the door of Timo Werner as well. In terms of Timo Werner, he will be in the squad. Whether he starts is another thing. He was on the bench against Leicester, but wasn't playing. Obviously, Mateo Kovacic is the one that has been ruled out of tonight's game, which means, Jorginho, unfortunately, I think is going to start. Georgie is absolutely okay. Our head coach added, we had to take Kai off because of hamstring problems. He felt a bit of tension in the hamstrings, so we took him off. And we have some doubts with him. So doubts tells me that he's probably overplayed. He could have, played too many games. A bit like Jorginho. They're the two players for me that have had a lot of stress in terms of minutes, shall we say. They've not really been able to rest. They've not really been able to, have a break and be very relied upon. So it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, Georgie should maybe starts if Havertz is even on the bench, even if he starts. We'll have to see. Timo feels good. He was in training yesterday. He's back in the squad again. Kovacic is out. We know about that. So, in terms of team news, Jorginho's fit. Kovacic is out. Lukaku is a maybe on the bench, shall we say. And in terms of Timo Werner, he's available. He's ready to play for Chelsea. Over 26 of you here already. Get the likes up, guys. Smash the like button, as always. What's on the agenda stage and press conference and lineup and predictor? Yeah, so pretty straightforward. Same old sort of routine. I've just gone through the press conference, the breakdown of the injury lists for tonight's game. We've done that. So I already told you guys that Lukaku is a maybe. We have to find out a bit later if he passed with the physios and the doctors to be on the bench. Timo Werner's fit. We saw him at Leicester on the bench. He is available. Mateo Kovacic is still out. Potentially could come back for Manchester United, which is what Tuchel hinted in the press conference. And then we've got Jorginho, who obviously came off with a bit of a hamstring injury, is now fit and is ready to start tonight as well. So we're only really missing Kovacic, with Lukaku a bit up in the air as well. 3-0, Juve are shitting their pants, is what Andre says. Big up to you. Big up to Andre. Are you watching on his goal again? No, I'm watching it on TV tonight, bro. Tonight I am watching the game on TV for once, So, yeah, all good in the hood. Can't complain. We are going to go into something a little bit different. We're going to show you the head-to-heads. It's good to see a bit of history between Chelsea and Juventus in this tournament. And if we scroll down to when we first met back in 2000, this is as far as it goes back anyway, but 2008 to 2009, round of 16, Chelsea beat Juventus 1-0 and then went back to Juventus and won 3-2 on aggregate back in the round 16, that was at that point. Match day 1, Chelsea drew 2-2 with Juventus back in 2012-13. They then lost 3-0 to Juventus back in 12-13 in match day 5. I'm trying to remember that game. We got battered 3-0. Who scored the 3 goals? I do remember it briefly off the top of my head, but yeah. Anyway, we move. In terms of wins, it's 2 wins for Juventus, 2 draws. Chelsea have only won 1 home and away. Goals scored, we've scored 5 goals against, they've scored 8. All-time top goal scorer job by theirs is Del Piero. And yeah, you know, that gives us a briefing of our sort of record against a team like Juventus, which is always interesting to see. But guys, can we get them likes up, please? There's over 25 of you here. We've only got 12 likes. Let's try and get that to 30 likes. If everyone hits that like button, I'd appreciate that massively, guys, on here. Jem, what is going with Larry Lane's Harry Kane? I don't know, and I don't really care, to be honest. What is going on with Harry Kane, Larry Kane, whatever you want to call him? I don't really know. I don't really know. Jem, I studied the bookmaker's statistics. I'm telling you, this game is a draw. Please don't hate me. Rohan, I have no issue with you predicting that there is a draw tonight, and it could happen. You know, they could set up well, and look, we're going to do the preferred team lineup, or propose what I think Tuchel's going to do, and then I'm going to say what I would do, open up the lines, get you in, have a chat. Before we do that, I want to talk a bit about how we beat this Juventus team tonight. What do Chelsea need to do to beat this Juventus team? Rohan thinks Juventus will win the group. As a Man United fan, I'm putting my money on Juventus to win. An embarrassing 3-1 lose for Chelsea tonight. I don't know if that's more hope than anything, but could happen. Could happen. You know, they have got a lot of injuries themselves, and they're missing certain players. When I looked at the players that they had injured, only really Chiellini would be the player that I would think, or Chiellini, would be the only player that I think that would get into the starting lineup. He didn't play against Chelsea last time around. It was actually De Ligt that played at the back as well. So, other than that, you know, they're missing Diallo, they're missing Scrillo, they're missing Bernardese, and they're missing one other as well. But these are players that don't really start much for Juventus anyway. When you look at what they have got, Locatelli, Ramsey's obviously not playing as well, actually. Sorry, I forgot to mention Aaron Ramsey. He's not fit tonight as well. But they have got Dybala, they've got Morata, they have got Moise Kean, they have got Locatelli, Cuadrado, Chiesa, who is the danger man. Let's be serious, Chiesa. They will play a strong lineup, and they will probably be looking a lot stronger than they did when we lost to them back at Turin. But do I think they will start the game differently? With that, maybe. I think they'll play the same sort of system. However, they'll have a bit more going forward. Not only would it be Chiesa, they'll have Morata leading the line and probably Dybala playing off if he's playing, which I think he will do off him. So, you know, what do Chelsea need to do to beat this Juventus team? Well, what they need to do is just play their game. I keep saying this. Chelsea Football Club can beat any team on its day, even barring the one-offs against Liverpool, Man City, and Bayern Munich. There may be the 3 teams where we'd be like, you know, not 100% sure and depending on the day. But everyone else, we can slap on our day. If Chelsea play like they did against Leicester, and when I use that game as a reference, I mean start quick, get in their face, get in their face early like Leicester, dominate the ball, which I think they're going to concede to anyway, allow us the time on the ball, dominate the ball, don't allow them time, squeeze them, squeeze them like we did Leicester, don't allow their midfield to dictate, and control Chiesa, because Chiesa is the one player that they can use from defending into a back 5 to switching onto a massive attack against us. So, and it will be down the right of where Chiesa will be playing, which is where Rudiger will be, and Ben Chilwell needs to play. Chelsea have to play Ben Chilwell tonight to match against Chiesa, and the reason I say that is the pace element. When we went to Turin, we played with Alonso up against Chiesa, and he had a torrid time for me. I didn't actually think he had a very good game. It was a very average, poor game. Found it very hard to contain him. And that's because he doesn't have the recovery speed. For me, their biggest threat is him. And Rudiger's going to probably need a little bit of help dealing with him. Not that Rudiger can't, but Rudiger will need a Chilwell if he goes on the other side, James. People with a bit of pace, a bit of strength that can continue pressing, don't give him time on the ball. He, for me, is their main danger man. He's the guy that Chelsea need to watch out for. I don't worry about the legend Alvaro Morata, the Chelsea legend of Alvaro Morata. I don't worry about Dybala too much because I think we've been, like we said, we have spoken a lot about Dybala being a top player, this, that, and the other, and yet he still hasn't, for me, hit them heights. I think we have enough defensively to deal with them too, providing that our wing-back support in terms of Chiesa and Cuadrado and whoever else that's playing off the wings, which is something that we're gonna need to do as well. So listen, guys, over 30 of you here, smash that like button. Let's smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new to GNA TV. It'd be nice to get the subscribers up while we're here as well. We have got nearly over 30 of you here. So yeah, and we're just about to do the team lineup, which then I will open up the lines for you to then get involved and have your say. I want your say. I want to know your thoughts and feelings. Why are you so worried? Why are you worried about this Juventus team? What is it that worries you when watching how we've played recently? That would be my question. Where do you think Chelsea would lose out tonight? So let me know in the chat. We'll go through all that in a bit. But like I said to you, Chelsea played their game tonight. They put them, they take the game to the scruff of the neck like they did against Leicester. And they play to the level they did against Leicester. This could easily be a 2-3-0. I'm not even joking. We can beat this Juventus team as good as it is at the back. But it's going to need the right players and the right team to do that. And we're going to talk about the team right now, which is something I want you to get involved in. And then we're going to explain why this team, why are we setting up like this? Do we need to go for a 3-0 win to make the top? Fine. Need an early goal. If we're going to win like that, we need to get an early goal. The longer we leave it, the longer we struggle to get a goal in the back of the net, the more Juventus will thrive on it. And that's when they become hard because they have got experienced, talented players that can defend. But we've got to get them moving. We've got to attack the space. We've got to keep the ball moving. We've got to dribble. We've got to take it to him. Kalamatsanadoy, Pulisic, whoever, Ruben. Be progressive. Be progressive. Get in their face. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of... Sorry, I'm really thirsty today. That's the kind of way that Chelsea are going to have to play. We've got over 16 likes, over 35, nearly 40 of you here. Hit the like button, please, people. Subscribe to GNA TV. Let's get on with this prediction in terms of the team lineups. The lines are going to be open with you guys straight after this. Straight after this, it will be open. I want your thoughts and opinions. I want to know what your feelings are as well. But you've got to get me them likes up. I have to get to 40 likes while I'm doing it. So please make sure we at least get that. Mendy has to. Do I really have to explain to you guys why Mendy has to start? Are we past that now? Like, unless anyone in the chat wants to say anything differently, I'll give you a minute or two to say anything different to Mendy. If you don't believe Mendy should play, then yeah, give me a shout, guys. If you think Kepa should start, then yeah, I'm waiting. Let's go. What are you saying? What are you saying? Let's go. The thing is, Juventus might settle for a draw because they're already top, so it might just sit back and play on the counter, which I expect them to do anyway. I don't expect them to do anything different, Bex. I think that they will set up like this. They will make it hard, but it's going to be down to Chelsea to break them. And if we play like we did against Leicester, we will do that. But we have to perform at that level. Mendy is non-disputable. I agree. Let's go, Jim. The energy today got me hyped. Listen, energy here. You want energy? Come over to GNA TV. Share that energy across social media. Let everyone come in, get subscribing. Let's put positive energy out. We've got kickoff in 5 hours, just over 5 hours. Team news in about 4.5 hours. Not long, guys. Not long. And what we got here? Ruben needs to play. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Right, let's move on. In terms of what I think he will do at the back, Rudiger is a no-brainer, especially when we've got Chiesa. We can't be mucking around. In terms of the system, world-class form. Not world-class player, but in world-class form at the moment. Irreplaceable, whatever you want to use in terms of words, Rudiger has to play. On the right, I'm going for Christensen. I'm going for Andreas Christensen. Counter football, having pace at the back, we need that. And I think Rudiger and Christensen are our two in their best positions, preferably, I would say, at the moment. And in the middle, if he is fit, and I don't see why he wouldn't play. I know a lot of people would disagree because they think Chalobah should play, but I would go with Thiago Silva. I think Thiago Silva can easily play 3 games in a row, especially when you bear in mind the Man United game is 4 games away and 4 days away. 4 days ago. 4 days away. Rudy, Chris, and Aspie centre back is what CFC Meta K thinks. All right, cool. So you'll get. I mean, again, I'm cool with that. If Thiago Silva don't start and Christensen plays in the middle and Aspie plays there, I'm cool with that. Experience, experience is there. Rudy, Silva, and Christensen is what Leslie's saying. Are you scared Manchester United will be getting a real coach? No, I don't give 2 fucks really about Man United. I'm not going to lie. You can go and get Zidane, whoever you want. We've got Thomas Tuchel, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no offense. Like, I get if it was a Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, like any of them, yeah, they'd probably be worried. But we're Chelsea Football Club, mate. We don't worry about other teams. We do not worry about any other rivals. Strongest backline, but shame is that Captain Aspie ever getting back in this team. Yes, and potentially tonight. So my thing would be that if he doesn't, then you would probably see that Christensen goes there and Aspie plays there, and I'd be happy with that. So for me, it'd be either or that them 2 ways around. I think Chalobah can play, don't get me wrong, but I don't think Chalobah should. I know he's played very well against Leicester, but I actually would like to see him against Man United. I think he's got the pace to deal with Rashford. I think he would deal with Rashford quite comfortably. Him or Christensen would play in that position for me quite easily. So yeah, let's move on. Carrick isn't a real coach, is what Declared's saying. He's already on the banner. No, not all there. New manager and squad. Yeah, exactly. Let's move on. Let's move on to. Oh, what have I done here? 1 second, guys. Let's move on to the wingbacks because it's obviously quite predictable, isn't it? Reece James over there. Chilwell. Like, people saying, yeah, but we overplay Chilwell, we overplay James. We don't need to overplay these players, but we're not. If they're fit and they're ready, they play. And listen, these two have got abundance of that. They're still very young. I don't see why they couldn't play more games, in my opinion. And we need them tonight. We need them in tonight, and we need them against Man United. 2 big games. We just done them against Leicester quite comfortably, and now we want the same performance. I don't think Silva starts as they want pace at the back. Plus, I think Silva will be. Yeah, but you do know the Man United game is 4 days away. Everyone does know that. That it's not 2 days; it's 4. That's quite a lot for Chelsea. Usually, we play every 2 to 3 days, like 4+ days. I mean, I think we're good. I think he'd be good as well for it. And, people say about the pace. He played against Jamie Vardy. That's all he is. Pace. And he dealt with that very well. So, we'll see. I don't believe you. I'm sure you woke up sweating some. Nah, man. Nah. I mean, we're at the top of the league. Why would we be sweating about Man United? Honestly. Chilwell and James, first names on the team sheet. Like I said to you, they're the most important players in this team. When this team's ticking, when this team's playing well, it's usually because we have them 2 playing. They are so integral to the system. Right, in the middle. Now he's confirmed Jorginho is okay. I think he probably starts. I think he probably does start. And if he starts, I think next to him, I actually think we might see Ruben tonight. I think if we're going to go and take it to them, if we're going to go and be progressive, if we're going to have to break them down, if they're going to play low block football and make it hard and, not allow us space, then you need players like Ruben Loftus-Cheek. You need to drag them out. You need to attract players. You need to create space. These players will create space. So this is the reason why we need a Ruben in the team. You can play Kane there and Jorginho, but progressively, is that what we need? Defensively, do we need it? I don't think we do. I really don't think we do. No Mount tonight is what Untake CFC is saying. Big up to Abs who's in the house. Hope you're well, my bro. We got the best fullback pairing in the world. Listen, I agree. I think we're in such good form at the moment. There's no argue about that. Jim, who do you think is better, Gerrard or Vieira? Two different players for me. I don't want to go off topic, but if you had to force me into a corner, I would probably have Vieira. I'd probably have Vieira. Vieira would be my shout. Smash the likes and join the Discord. Let's do that. Get the likes up. Over thought review here. 25 minutes in. Smash the likes. The lines will be open. I want your thoughts and opinions about the game and the lineup as well. Let's get them likes up though. Like I said, I need 40 likes, people. So let's push for that. We've only got 21 at the moment. 21 likes. So let's try and close that gap. In terms of the forward line, I'll explain a bit why I want this formation. I think we're going to play. This is tough. What I want to see is this. What I want to see is this. This is what I'm going to show you first. What I want to see is maybe this. No, actually. No. I want to see, because the one thing I would say about these three is when they came on against Leicester, we saw something a little bit different. We saw there might be a bit of chemistry to be checked on in Ziyech and Pulisic, something we want to see. Callum Hudson-Odoi at the moment is a guaranteed star. He should be playing. That's what I would like to see if we don't have a fit Werner, a fit Lukaku, a fit Havertz, and we're limited to what we have. I think this interchanging could be interesting. And obviously Ziyech does play better in Champions League games. So I think playing Ziyech in this game tonight, maybe giving him the opportunity and saying, look, because the one thing I would say is Tuchel's been banging on about how well he's trained this week. Now, for me, against Leicester, when he came on, that's probably one of the best I've seen him. In terms of the movement, the flicks, he set up the goal direct, playing the balls around the back. And Pulisic will love that because Pulisic loves making runs, finding that space, driving into the pocket. You know, for me, Pulisic, out of all of our forwards that play behind the striker, is the most direct in the box. So I think number 10 Pulisic would give them problems because he would come deep, he would go far, he would go long. But then you would need these lot to get involved. Now, what do I think Tuchel's going to do? What do I think Tuchel's going to do? I'll tell you what I think Tuchel's going to do. I've just got this weird feeling that we might play Mount, Pulisic, I think he might start. I've just got this feeling that you might see that, and what will happen is maybe Mount will go there, Werner and Pulisic will play more as a two, rather than Werner being the one. You'd have him up there like that, next to him, and then Mount dropping him. You know, I think Mount will play if Ruben plays. Now, if Ruben don't play and Kante plays and comes in, then I think there's a good opportunity that you might see this. I think there's a good opportunity you might see this. Maybe. You know, and that's if Werner starts. And I've just got this weird feeling that maybe Timo Werner plays tonight. Maybe Timo Werner will start this game. You know, as much as we don't know, we haven't got a striker who is available. Now, if he doesn't do that, then it will be, for me, it could be that. I've shown you so many different ways it could be. It could be that, Hudson, Mount, Pulisic, or it could be what I want to see, which is Ziyech, Hudson, Pulisic, with these lot. That could happen. But we wouldn't have much height going forward, which would mean that we would need to move the ball fast, progressively, and direct. But ideally, for the progressive element, I would like to see Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi playing as like the wingers, and then just have like a Werner, someone that can just like attack the space. You know what I mean? And offer a bit of pace, something a little bit different. So I don't know. Like, it's going to be interesting. I have the feeling that Mason Mount will play. I don't think Callum Hudson-Odoi might start. You know, I think you could even see that Cho's on the bench just as a rest, because he did play full 90 against Leicester, and they have got Man United in their back of their minds. And look, I did say the 4-day gap, but at the same time, Callum Hudson-Odoi has to play that game. Is this game as important? I think Chelsea qualify even if they don't beat Juventus tonight. As long as we get 1 point, we qualified, if I'm right in saying. So, I don't know. Like, for me, I want to see Ruben. I don't want to see both of these playing. I just think it's not the best shout. But if they did, then I think we should have more direct forwards that are going to be attacking the centre-backs with pace, dribbling ability, making them commit, dragging them out of space, dragging them into pockets, things that they don't like doing, Pulisic and Cho would be perfect for me. But, at the same time, you could even see this, because Ziyech and Werner have that already link. Pulisic and Ziyech showed us that they might have a link. Maybe that could work as well, but only if they're playing. Like I said, if Ruben plays, which I'd like to see Ruben tonight, I think he deserves an opportunity. He's played very well for Chelsea. Then I think you would probably see Mason Mount play. And then maybe, if not Werner, Pulisic up front, and then a Callum Hudson-Odoi. So, the thing I would say to you guys is that we have options. We have options in abundance. We can do 2, 3, 4, 5 different formations. This is a guess. For me, it's quite, you get close to getting this bit right. The midfield, right, barring these two, could be a shot, but 9 times out of 10, you get it right, yeah? For me, the front three could be anything. With no Lukaku as well, all right, other than that, having a fully fit forward line, I honestly think that this could be anything. This literally could be anything. And I want to see what people are saying in the chat quickly. See what people are saying. There's so many comments in here as well. Over 66 of you guys here. Smash the like button, guys. Like I said, 40 likes. The lines will open. I want to get you guys involved as well in the chat. Just having to go real back here because there's been a lot of comments since I've started from here. Burnley. Atletico Madrid, who play better football. Pulisic starts is what CFC Matty is saying. What we got here. Yeah, big up to Nick Blue who's joined the Discord. Guys, Bex, who's in the chat, is putting the Discord link in the chat for you guys to get involved all the time. So if you click the link to that, download the Discord group, you can get involved over there with us as well. So make sure that you get involved. Bex is one of the mods over there as well, as she is on here. I personally think if Chelsea score and Juve don't, we'll win. I agree. I think if we get the early goal, potentially this could be a 2-3-0. And we're going to get to score predictions very soon. Why no Lukaku? Because we still, I don't know if you was tuned in earlier, Andre, we're not 100% sure in Lukaku actually being even on the bench yet. He's having appointments with the doctors. He's having appointments with the physios. That was yesterday. We will find out later today if he even features on the bench, even if he's a part of the team. I don't think he'll forward him in straight away. I think the Man United game is the realistic target. I would like to, however, see him on the bench. And because we do have the 5 sub rule, we have 5 subs tonight. Play a strong team. Try and get it done early. Lukaku, Werner, who are on the bench and had minutes, give them minutes tonight. But we have to be winning. You don't want to be relying on them to come on and score, which I'm not saying they can't, but you know what I mean. I won't be surprised if Werner starts. Same. He's not fit yet. I think Pulisic, Werner, and Mount. Okay, I hear that. I mean, there's going to be so many different ways. Tell me your front 3 people in the chat. I want to know your front 3. Ziyech could do a job as a false 9, not so much with movement, but you can put a ball in the back of the net with that left foot. Yeah, but we want to see a Ziyech against Leicester, not a Ziyech against whoever else we played that he's been crap at probably 9 times out of 10 most of the games. I feel Aspie plays right centre-back. Yeah, look, again, I declared, I don't really mind that. Like, if he plays with Aspie right centre-back and Christensen plays in the middle and then Silva gets a rest, I'm cool. But Aspie has to play. Where I don't think it's as secure as if we played Chalobah, Christensen, Rudiger. I think we need leaders. We need leaders tonight. Juventus have a load of leaders in their team and we need that. I guess Cho will start, Arpan says. Yeah, there will become a point now where he will need to rest. Maybe you start Cho and you take him off later. We could do that. Maybe give him 50, 60 minutes and then give him a rest. We'll have to see later on tonight. It's going to be interesting. You want Bout coming off the bench. I hear that. There's a link. There is the link, guys, for you to join. Jem, please pin the Discord link. All right, cool. Let me find Bex's Discord link. I can't do it. Why can't I do it? Why can't I do it, man? Give me 2 seconds. Let me see if I can do it from here. There we go. It should be pinned, I believe. If you refresh and come back in, guys, we should have it pinned. Yeah. So Bex's Discord link is pinned at the top. So anyone new coming in wants to join, click that link and it'll take you directly to the Discord group. Get yourselves over there as well. That's already done. 1 goal, we sealed the deal and got a defense mode. No, not even 1 goal, we sealed the deal. 1 goal, which will make them have to come out, which is what they will have to do because they lose him, will allow us more space to then open them up. We can defend. We have wingbacks that can go back into a 5 and get forward. We do that, but we get an early goal. We don't allow them to just hold on through, all the way to the end at 0-0, 60, 70 minutes. You don't want that because that's where it gets hard. And I think we'll struggle against the Juventus team if they do that. Juventus are going to invite all the bus drivers in London, believe me. Yeah, well, it depends how they set up. It will be interesting to see how they line up. No, I didn't. What was his comments about Lukaku, Brian? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Werner, Ziyech and Cullen. I hear that. Ziyech, Pulisic, Cho. Okay. Yeah, Ziyech, Pulisic, Cho. Everyone's saying Ziyech should play. Is Cho, Pulisic and Mount, is what Ab's saying. See how many different options we have. Everyone's saying a completely different option to what they're saying. What is your front three, guys? Let's go for it. The lines are going to be open in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, the lines will be open as well, so stay tuned. Mount has been poor, apart from Norwich this season. I hear that. Mount does not deserve to start, is what Sema says. And look, I don't disagree with that. I think Mount could be rested. I think Mount could be benched. But at the same time, do we need his work ethic? Do we need his hard work, getting around, pressing, winning the ball high up? From leading from the front, kind of dogged work, potentially. We need that. We need someone to win the ball back higher. Jim, the only thing that worries me is seeing Dybala coming onto us. It's going to be a fuckery. Why? I don't know why you're so worried about Dybala. What worries you about Dybala? Tell me. Anyone worried about Dybala in the chat? Because I ain't. We're playing at home, positive football for 90 minutes. Yes, Bex, play like Leicester, we win the game. I'm going to say it, keep saying it the whole stream. Play like Leicester, we win the game. We play to that level, we beat them. There's no Juventus doing anything. Even if they defended for 90 minutes, they are not containing that. The movement will be too much for them. They wouldn't be able to handle it. Over 70 of you here, guys. Smash the like button. Let's get the likes up to 40. The link's coming in the chat very soon for you guys to get involved, but I'm only on 34 likes. You give me another 6 more likes, then the link will be thrown in. I want to get you in. I want your thoughts and feelings. I want to know what your preferred 11 would be. Let me know. I want to know what that would be. Preferred 11, score predictions, who your front three is. Talk about Juventus a bit as well, what we could be worried about. Dybala will get manhandled by our wingbacks. Sir Timo Werner says he is the most overrated player ever. Mount brings something different to all the other forwards, and if Art Ruben starts, he must for me. Yeah, I agree. If Ruben starts, Mount plays. I'll say it. As much as I'd love us to go with Pulisic, Cho, and Ruben in one, I just want to see that. I want to see that dribbling, progressive ability of all 3 of them at the same time. That would be mad. That would be ripping up things. Dybala, I don't think is even playing. He is fit, so there's a good chance. Yeah, and the same for me. Chiesa is a problem. Chiesa is someone that Chelsea need to have an eye on. Has to have an eye on because he will break. But at the same time, we had Alonso marking Chiesa last time round when we lost. This time we're going to have Chilwell. Bit of a difference, I'm expecting more. Xavi, big up to Xavi. He's saying Juventus have already qualified. Yes, but at the same time, they could lose the first spot. And I'm sure they want to finish top of their group, which I don't think is too much of a thing for Chelsea, having to finish top of the group. Just winning, drop my blooming jumper on the floor. Sorry, guys. Drop my jumpers. Just winning, just winning and first or second, fine. Chelsea only need a point. A draw would not be a bad result for Chelsea. We'll still go through, but just depends how much we want to, top the group. Dybala's cold. The guy can unlock a defense with ease, is what Ab says. Okay, fair enough. Where? Without Lukaku, they have different characteristics. This is what Allegri supposedly said. I'm just reading it out. They'll have fewer reference points and do more counter-attacks. Lukaku is a reference point. They gain speed without him and defend differently. Do you know what? I think he's got it quite bang on when you read that. That does make a lot of sense with what Allegri's saying there. He is a focal point. He may slow us down a little bit. Now you've got the issue of movement, interchange, front three doing this. It's harder to deal with wingbacks going like that. You've seen Reece James and Chilwell. Chilwell was nearly a forward against Leicester. He was playing next to Havertz. Reece James was running through the midfield as if he was a central midfielder and forgetting where he was. Like, they have freedom. Tuchel has given them the freedom to go wherever they want because they can recover when they lose the ball. And when we lose the ball, we hunt the ball. We hunt. We drive. And I just don't think people, if we play like that against teams, 9 times out of 10 we'll beat them. I'm telling you now. If we play like we did against Leicester and other teams that we played, we will beat them. Listen, guys, over 80 of you here. The lines are going to be open very soon. Very, very soon. We're 3 away from 40 likes. I did say after 40, the link goes into the chat. Give me 40 likes. Over 80 of you here. Not everyone's liked. Subscribe to GNA TV, please. We're on our road to 3.2k subscribers as well. See, it should play, is what Mal was saying. Fair enough. Let's go. Xavi says, yeah, we've read that already. Dybala, long shots. Mo says Alonso should start. Does anyone agree with Mo that Alonso should start? Big up to Football Style. Nice to see you in the house. Lord Dan saying 2-1. We need to stop Chiesa, is what I'm hearing here. Chiesa is the problem. Chiesa is a fraud. He's definitely not a fraud, I'll tell you that. Kante should start. Fair enough. Kante and Ruben, I'm not too sure. We saw it against Brentford. Was it good enough? I don't know. Last year we won and got Atletico. True. That is true. So it doesn't mean always finishing first is the best option. Second might be better. Dybala's injuries have killed him. Dybala could unlock a bra, for fuck's sake. Couldn't unlock a bra. I just read that wrong. Oh, God, you guys are getting me, man. Ronaldo killed Dybala's career. Come on, guys, man. It was an insightful and also echoed Cassano's comment a month ago. Yeah, I hear that. See, I think managers don't like playing against us like the way we are at the moment. Not to say that Lukaku is an issue, because he's not, but it makes it harder to understand or think what we're going to do. Because when Lukaku plays, he's going to play. That's one player of the 3 always going to start. And you know how he plays the game. But when he isn't playing, you don't know who we're going to play. You don't know how we're going to line up. You don't know what 3 you're going to be up against. It's a fuckery. It's a fuckery to the brain. That's all I'm going to say. It really does. Juve and Chelsea both before qualified about getting an easier draw for the next round. I'd rather face a B side than an A side team. I hear that. Fuck off, man. No, Jorginho will always start, is what the weekly update is saying. We passed 40 likes, which is, let's have a look. Oh, we passed 40 likes. 88 of you here, nearly 100 of you here, actually. Let's try and get to 50 likes as well, guys. The link's going to be in the chat for you guys to get involved. I want your thoughts and feelings on this game tonight. Are you one of the people that are worried about this game tonight? If you are, come in, have your say, let me know. What would be your preferred team lineup? And I want to know who your front 3 would be. What would you do with the midfield as well? Does Kante and Jorginho start? Does Ruben and Jorginho start? Does Kante and Ruben start? Let me know. The lines are open for you guys to get involved now. We've got VJ Redneck, the usual panelist of GNA TV, in the house as well. What are you saying, boys?
How you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. How are you?
I'm using my new microphone, trying to figure out if people can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. All good, Redneck. All good.
Cord finally came in.
Javi,
finally, freaking Cord finally came in.
How you been, Javi?
You was good.
Good to see you about, bro. Good to see you about. Listen, let's start with Redneck on this one. Redneck, Juventus. What threat do they pose, if there is any? And what would you do with this lineup?
I actually heard Lukaku is fit, so I might think he's gonna play actually, but
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not
Tell me.
changing. I'm saying he might. For me, the biggest thing I think is Conte is gonna play.
For Ruben.
Yeah,
Okay, so you want a Jorginho and Kante. So if that's the
I
case,
don't want Jorginho and Conte. This is what
Oh,
Tuchel I think is
all right,
gonna
that's what you
play.
took. All right, so if Tuchel's got them two in the middle, who's playing up front then?
Ziyech and Mount. Ziyech and Pulisic
And Cho.
and Cho. Yeah,
I don't mind that.
that's the
I
line.
generally don't mind that. If Ruben don't play, I don't really think we need Mount. Because defensively, I think Jorginho and Kante are good enough to defend, cover. We don't need to be worrying about going backwards. If you play Ruben, for me, you then play Mount. Because you know Mount will do a bit of both, even if Ruben does break forward. So
I think we need to think a little bit more about shooting from outside the box, and I think nobody's better than Ziyech at this second to actually can do that.
can we say that after just seeing one 20-minute game?
No,
Is it
that's
enough?
not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm based off. I'm based off what I saw him before doing it. Because we have somebody that can run into into from the left hand side of the door. You can take 1-on-1. Ziyech can, but Ziyech also can do crosses into the box, and nobody's better than actually thinking where the ball is going to be as Pulisic. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, no, I hear
Pulisic,
that.
Anticipation is very good.
he thinks Pulisic like he has that sense in his eyes that where the ball is going to be.
Like, look
You know what I'm
at
saying?
Alex. Look at that pass against Leicester when that
Ye-
sick pass
yeah.
he did.
You gotta
Yeah.
think of this way. So those two are never not starting lineups. You know what I'm saying? So when
Yeah.
you have a practice at Cobham, those are the two they usually play against the two starters against Mount and Havertz. It's Pulisic and Ziyech playing small teams versus the other two. So they combine better than, for example, other two. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get that. And the one thing I would say is we haven't seen enough of Ziyech Pulisic, but what we did see at Leicester looked quite promising. I think the fact that Pulisic is so direct and making runs in the box, and Ziyech has the left boot to be able to find him might be something that we need to look into more. You know, so I hear that. I do hear it.
The biggest difference in this game is gonna be James and I guess
Oh
Chilwell.
yeah, they always are, aren't they? Let's be serious.
But I think it's actually gonna be Alonso. Not that I want Alonso, but I think it's gonna be Alonso.
I hear that. I mean, Asuma's saying you can't unlock a low block by playing the other players, Ziyech with long balls or shots and Cho Pully with dribbling. Fair enough. I hear that. What are you saying, Javi, man? How you been anyway? What are you saying about this?
Yo, it was good. As soon as I talk, my nephew wants to cry. But I think the lineup is very, very interesting because as you've seen in Leicester, if they continue that, Pulisic offers kind of what Havertz offers anyway, because Havertz is not really good at holding up the ball, and Pulisic can make runs in behind, and his anticipation, as Alex said, is very good. So you have two creative players like Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi on the wing that can find him. It'll be interesting. Plus, Havertz is injured anyway, and Lukaku is coming from an injury, so I don't expect him to start.
Yeah.
There is Werner on the bench, but Werner is also coming from an injury, so he's probably not going to start, most likely. And I would think Alonso and Asti would come in, but I think Tuchel, this is a very important game because, like, unlike the Man U game, we still have a long season ahead of us, even though we don't want to drop points. But this game, if we lose this game, we're in a very sticky situation. We now have to go to Zenit, who also can be fighting for qualification if we lose this game, and try to pull out a win. And we want to wrap it up now so we can, use a lighter side in that game. Try to finish, but we could use a lighter side and beat Zenit.
Yeah.
But we need to at least get something from this game and qualify. So I definitely think James and Chilwell are starting.
Yeah.
And for big games, even though as much as a RLC fan I am, Conte and Jorginho for big games is just always the go-to.
Do you not sometimes think that's too defensive though? When I say
I
that,
do.
when we play at Stamford Bridge, we know that a lot of teams 9 times out of 10 are going to play low block and a bit of counter. Now, when you play Conte and Jorginho, you lose that progressiveness moving forward.
Yeah.
So what do we do? Do we need them both? Is what I'm saying. Do we have to, especially when our wing backs work so well going backwards as well? Do you know what I mean?
I don't think so, but someone made an interesting point yesterday. Is with Conte, it allows Jorginho to dictate the pace of the game. Like, I wouldn't mind, bro. Like, trust me, RLC I think could do not what Conte could do in terms of ball recovery, but he's good, like, with driving, progressing the ball. He could spray it from side to side. So it really doesn't matter to me, but I feel like I wouldn't be mad if someone put RLC in there, but I think for a big game, Jorginho and Conte will play.
Got a big game on the weekend as well, so bear that in mind. And both of these players, I mean, Kante, as we know, can be injury prone, and Georgie was having a bit of cramp where he's played so many games. So we do need to be careful. But we have got the 5 sub rule as well, so don't forget that there is 5 subs that we can make if we can get this game finished earlier, and we don't leave it to 60th minute 0-0 and drag this out. Do you know what I mean? Where it starts getting a bit hard. So we'll have to see. We definitely have to see.
That's why I think. If anybody's going to be dropped between those two, it's going to be Jorginho.
Do you think?
If Robin Loftus-Cheek is starting, it's going to be Jorginho the ones that dropped.
Well, I think Jorginho would play with Ruben. I think he would want that more because of the deep element.
It's a different what you want. It's different what you have or what you possibly can have. What possibility of you can have if Jorginho get injured? Because he didn't have a hamstring, he had a cramp. But cramp, it's the early signs of hamstring.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Here's the difference. Did you see anything different from Jorginho in the last game?
Not really.
I'm sorry, Redneck. It sounds like you're
he was playing through the lines more.
What?
He was more progressive.
Exactly. He ran more. He passed forward more. That's why he was cramping, because he's not used to it.
Yeah, well, look, if Kante
No, I'm saying
the international game.
Question.
I got a different view on it. I actually, if our forwards are so limited, I can see him playing 5. Jorginho, Kante, and Loftus-Cheek in there. Last time it didn't work, we had cover, but I think Loftus-Cheek probably can make it work.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, you could play Kante, Georgie, and Ruben, but then you do that, you lose one of the forwards up front. Do you want to do that and play the two then?
We are very thin up there, Jen.
Are we?
Depending.
You can actually play Robin Loftus-Cheek as a center forward, and Pulisic is number 10. If that's that could be scenario.
I think
Redneck, what you need to do, you need to unplug your mic and plug it back in, because it's gone a bit crackly now when you're talking. So maybe just come out.
I turned the volume up. What about now?
Yeah, that's better. That's much better.
I have a device that actually, this is not a regular USB microphone.
All right.
That thing is controlled with the thing.
That's anyway. All right. Yeah. Anyway, CFC Matty K, what you saying, bro?
How we doing? I think everybody's talking about like going to win the game team. Like, I think Kante and Jorginho is 100% going to start. He's going to be more reserved to start this game. Like you say, a point's needed, a win's what we should be getting. But I think ball retention is going to be key. I think we're going to look to have the majority spells of possession. I think Chilwell and James are basically going to make a 5-man attack. So I think you'll see the 3 defenders, Kante and Jorginho, just sit back and let the others just go do the damage. I think the idea will keep possession, push them in the box. I think the reason you wouldn't have Ruben start is we know he's brilliant at running with the ball, but if they turn that over, that's where the threats come in, because they've got pace. So I think we'll be more cautious in ball retention. And like I say, I think you have to have Kante in there for that.
That's another reason why I think if anybody's going to be dropped, it's Jorginho. Because
I agree with that. I think that too. I think if any of them two midfielders don't play, it's Jorginho.
That's the only threat they can have.
The only reason I don't think Jorginho don't get dropped is if Ruben plays, because if you play Kante and Ruben, even though I think Kante can sit, I don't think you have anyone actually sit. I think they'll both press forward, and I think Tuchel wants someone to sit. Jorginho would do that.
Do you think they're stupid? They can't understand that if one of you going up, one of them staying deep?
No, but the issue is it'll probably end up being Ruben. And do we want Ruben to be sitting deep? I don't want that. I want Ruben to be the one that goes forward.
It could be
Yeah.
depends on who has the ball. They ball progressing players. They not going progressively without the ball. When they progress with the ball, not without the ball.
I mean, Jorginho's ball spraying is essential. He must start for me as quick passing will be key. I don't think he's exactly the quickest at passing the ball, but I get the whole tempo thing.
Don't get
Well,
me
I'm not going to get into it because then I get told I'm a Georgie hater. So let's not talk about that one. What you saying, VJ?
Yeah, so I think that Kante and Jorginho will start this game. One reason that we tend to forget is that he is probably the best player on the pitch who knows the Italian league in and out. He's been with the team, he's grown there, and he knows the team basically, right? And that sort of an experience always helps in the midfield. So Jorginho probably should be starting for tomorrow if he's 100% fit. I also think out of the lineup that I'm currently seeing, Aspie might also try and fit in. Maybe Silva doesn't play, Christensen plays, and Silva plays the Man U game. That could be a possibility, and I wouldn't be surprised if I see Rudiger, Christensen, and Azpilicueta in the backseat tomorrow's game.
All right, fair enough. That makes sense. Listen, one thing I would say is we are quite blessed going forward because we are only missing Lukaku. Werner is on the bench; he's an option. I do think he should get some sort of game time as well. So I don't really think I wouldn't be surprised if Callum Hudson-Odoi didn't play tonight. I don't know about you guys. It wouldn't suit you.
I think Mount has to start. I can't believe we haven't got him in this lineup.
Who does he drop? CH?
Why does he have to start?
I think again, it's looking at how Tuchel's going to approach the game. I think Pulisic is brilliant at getting in behind. We know Hudson's a game's running behind. We know Ziyech has got the passing. I just think I don't think any of them three are that great at actually retaining the ball or keeping hold of possession. And the one thing that Tuchel's going to want to do is retain possession. And I think Mount's better at that. You need somebody that's going to be able to get their foot on the ball and sort of play. And I just don't think them three are as good as Mount at. I think Ziyech is brilliant at finding a killer pass for the runnings behind. I just think you need somebody more central that's going to link it all together.
I get your point, but if Mount was showing that this season, I would say yes, start. But for the past game, he's been I watched the game, Leicester game twice, and he lost the ball out of that. Him and Havertz, but I think him the most lost the ball the most out of the front three. So I
agree, but it's a different style, isn't it? The problem is and again, I think Havertz is brilliant, but I think when you've got Havertz there, he's not necessarily always doing them running behind. He's the person that you look to make that pass. I think when you look at Mount's performances when that's not there, or when there's people doing runs off, he's better. I do agree. I think he's not been as good this season, but I think you can't compare a Mount with Havertz with a Mount and Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech, or Pulisic because it's a different style of play up top.
I wasn't comparing. I was just saying based on keeping possession. I don't think Juventus is real. I think Juventus is really going to sit back this game. So we kind of need more of the creative players on the pitch.
I agree, progressive. Yeah, I get that. Do you know what? The one thing I would say with Mount is the press forward, because when we haven't got the ball, it's important that you hunt the ball back quickly. We don't want to allow them time to work their way up the pitch and using Chiesa down the wings and stuff. So we have to try and be very on it in terms of winning the ball quickly. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think Mount does that quite well in terms of leading the line. Once we've lost the ball, he will chase the ball around. But I saw Callum Hudson-Odoi doing it against Leicester the other day, which is quite impressive. He was shutting the ball down, which is something he doesn't usually do. And Ziyech, I don't think he does it as much, even though he does do it on the odd occasion. And that's the only reason I'd probably say Mount is better than him for that. If that makes sense. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But who else we've got? We've got Nick Blue. Nick Blue, what are you saying?
Yeah, big up, chaps, ladies and gentlemen. Me personally, I will go for Christensen tonight and leave Thiago Silva to have a rest because he's been playing 3 games in a row. Let him have a rest and ready for the big game.
Who are you playing him?
Sorry?
Who are you playing
Christensen. Christensen, Rudiger, Christensen, and it's going to be hard. Chalobah or Aspie. I think Aspie will play tonight because he hasn't played for a while. So it's going to be Rudiger, Christensen, Aspie. Mendy, of course. Wingbacks, it has to be Rich James and Chilwell. We can't drop these two at the moment. And in the middle, and it has to be Jorginho and Kante for me. The way they've been playing, you can't change them right now. I know Ruben is playing very well, but I think he can come on as a sub with Mason Mount later on. And Mason Mount shouldn't be starting this game either.
No,
So up front, it's got to be Callum, Werner to start, number 9, and Pulisic on the other side. I think that's what I would like to see.
Who's your number 9?
Werner. I think
I don't mind that. I want to see Callum and Pulisic playing more together.
Werner, we have speed with these three. We have.
Let me just quickly answer this, Nick Blue, because this guy Stuart keeps asking me this question in the chat. Atletico Madrid. I don't even know why that's a question, Stuart. I wouldn't say Burnley.
Nick Blue, the only problem is I definitely don't see Warner coming back after a hamstring injury.
He was training. I think he's ready.
He said he's ready, didn't he? He did
say
Havertz
is not playing because he's injured.
No. After hamstring injury, you just don't go straight into the.
But he's ready now. He had a rest. He was on the bench.
He's been fit for a while.
He's fit
now.
enough to play. He's fit enough to play, but will he start?
I think he's fit enough to play.
I don't think he'll start.
Exactly.
Who's got to be number 9?
Yeah, he needs to come on in the second half.
Pulisic is got to be on the wing.
Werner is a 50-50. The reason why I say that is, like, for me, this game is more of Chelsea showing up, speed in the attack, because the way that I saw Juventus is being, they're mostly physical, right? Starting from Bonucci, Chiellini, also Dilic. They're all huge physical.
You're cutting out, mate.
Yeah, I think Werner, he's ready. I think, after I heard the press conference, I think he's ready to start. Instead of Ziyech, you have to have Werner. Ziyech can be a sub as well. But Mount, Ziyech, and what's his name? What did I say now? Mount.
Werner.
Who?
Yeah, Werner.
No,
I hear that.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek to be ready to come on. Or if we get a goal, we're winning 1-0, 2-0. Then you can bring Mount on to run around like a headless chicken and make sure we win the game. That's what I want to see Mount on.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, the one thing I would say is we've all got different ideas of how we want to play, and I said that when I was earlier on the stream. I said everyone will say something completely different, and obviously Declared's going to go next. Declared, do you agree with Nick Blue, or do you disagree?
Mate, whenever I agree with Nick Blue.
Even if I'm right, he never agrees.
You say everyone's. If anyone disagrees with you out there, I hate it. That's what you say. That's why you think you're right all the time.
You find a silly way to disagree all the time.
And why do you disagree with everyone, Nick Blue?
You're the one who disagrees with me.
How then, guys? What are you saying? Tell me the
right. Yes, there's a big question marks on our front forward. Like, I don't see Werner starting in a game like this. He hasn't played at all, so I can't see him starting. Playing Pulisic, Adoy, and Yad Ziyech there. Man, we're facing a Juventus that's going to sit back, happy with a draw. Those guys aren't doing much back there. That's why I really thought Loftus-Cheek can play the extra midfielder, and we rely more on the wingbacks and press them hard. And we're just going to be in their half trying to score. So there's a lot of question marks. I actually believe Loftus-Cheek should play for that extra man that can maybe slice something open. Mount hasn't been in good form, but he has the characteristics that plays that role. He has to play this game for me.
If you start Mount and Ruben Loftus-Cheek from the start, we're losing the game. I'll guarantee it.
Wow. Why?
Because Mount is not on form. He has to be on the bench. He could come on if we're winning.
Yeah, but Mount can do a role that
Yeah,
some of these
but
players can't.
you don't want to start with him not on form. That's what I'm saying. He's a great
look-
player when he's on form.
I didn't say both of them are going to play. If Loftus-Cheek plays, that solves that problem, right? If we play what I suggested before, the 3-5-2, just because of so many question marks. I know in the forward, I know it hasn't worked in the past, but we didn't try it with Loftus-Cheek.
Even Lukaku should most probably be on the
Lukaku
bench.
might play. So that's what I mean. There's so many question marks. If Lukaku plays, it makes it very easy.
Yeah.
So Lukaku might actually start.
But
We actually might risk the players that start and then sub them off with the 5 subs we got.
100%. I think Werner is going to start tonight. That's why I've got a feeling.
I think Werner's going to get minutes one way or the other, whether he starts, whether he comes off the bench. We've got 5 substitutions. So what I would say is we need to feel what Tuchel thinks is the best 11 to beat this Juventus and go for it. And I mean, like the way we started against Leicester is exactly how we need to play going into this game today. If we get it done early, we get a goal early, we'll get 2-0 up or something. Then you can you can make some changes, you know.
Rest some players for United. And Tuchel, we all can trust Tuchel. That's
Timo Lukaku affect the fluidity of the team. You little kid, come here and chat rubbish. What's going on here? Chelsea Wolf, come on, mate. Come on. I know you're joking around in there, but let's not argue with Sir Timo Werner. He's a Werner lover. Let's not have that in the chat. Over 150 people here. Smash the like button, guys. Let's try and get to the 100 likes marks today. And 3.2k subscribers. We're 30 away from doing that as well. So try and get. If you are new here, subscribe to the channel, please. It would be massively appreciated. Lord Dan, what you saying?
Okay, so I'm saying, right, hear me out. I'm saying we play Lukaku this game, right? First, we play him, no? So to like for the physicality of the defenders, because Juventus are gonna sit low block, and I don't think like Pulisic or CH or any of our other attackers are physical for him. So I think we play Lukaku, get early goals, right? Get him some minutes and then take him off.
Are you playing next to him? Who are you playing next to him?
I'm gonna play Callum Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic.
Okay.
I think opposite though. Like it's best to play movement. Like Juventus is gonna be easy if somebody, stationary in the middle.
Yeah, but Juventus are gonna be in a low block, so it's not gonna really be a lot of space.
So that's the best to like when defenders have no one to mark and they don't know where the players are, it's more difficult for them. You know what I mean? But if you're playing low block, you have somebody to mark, it's easier. I'm for putting Lukaku on, especially because he's coming from injury. These guys coming from injury, you can't just like throw him in and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a chance in hell Lukaku starts. That's not me. Not me trying to like shit on your prediction at all. Like everybody's got their own opinions. I just think with his injury and how important he's seen by Tuchel for the season, I don't think you risk him in this game starting. I think that would be naive, especially with the way that Juventus defends.
I love Lukaku, but I don't think it's it's best for him to start this game. But that's your opinion. I respect it.
I'm just saying because of the physicality, so I'm just worried because our other attackers are not physical, and they're gonna sit low block because Leicester they pushed up, and Juventus don't push up against us. Like you see in the last game, they were literally in a low block.
Yeah, but what low block has to do with the physicality? It's not a boxing or MMA fight.
Oh my God, Redneck, he always gets me with his comments.
Can I ask a different question out there, just because I think it's quite funny? Like, I think the majority of people here have said that they'd start Pulisic. Now, don't get me wrong. I think he came on in that last game and he did well, and I understand, potentially giving him a run out. Are we all just basing that on the last 10, 15 minutes of that game? Because otherwise, I don't see why we're starting Pulisic. Because
I think
Pulisic needs to start. I feel my opinion.
He needs to start to get to get
he's ready.
But Matty, you could get rid of Callum Hudson-Odoi because it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't start and play Mason Mount and play Mount and Pulisic, and then maybe have not Lukaku. I don't know. Who would play up front?
I think in this sort of game where you need a result, he's going to go to tried and tested. This isn't a game you go, oh, okay, I'm going to play these people into form. Because I think we've got to be logical here.
Yeah,
he needs a result. This isn't the game for it. I get it. If it was a nothing game, if it was like a Norwich game or something like that, put him out there, play him into some sort of form. But in this game, he's going to be going for a result. He's going to be going for possession. He's going to be going for a little bit probably more safety than risk. And I think to myself, when you've got no Havertz and you've got no Lukaku, and Werner could potentially start, but again, just coming back from an injury, would you want to start him? I think he would go to more of his tried and tested, like when he first started, for instance, and he benched him out and he was like, "Look, I'm going for my experienced players." I think this will be the same. I think you'll see Ziyech.
But that's the question. Who's the tried and tested? Like, if we don't have Havertz and Lukaku, who else are going to play in that striker position? And Werner's injured.
You can't put Ziyech,
That's my. What's his name? I can't see it. I just want to get my opinion from Matty K.
You got
I think
Lukaku, and Lukaku will be on the bench. He will get some minutes.
So I think of it this way. I think if you're asking me what I think he'll do, I don't think you need to worry about going to win the game in the first 45 minutes. I don't even think you need to worry about going to win the game in the first 70, 75 minutes. I think if he's stuck for attacking options, he'll play people that he knows can retain the ball, can probably present some sort of danger, but overall won't be a liability or give away possession. There'll be work rate. So I think you play Mount because we know, even though he's not performing great at the minute, he works like a dog. He'll play Ziyech because even though he hasn't been the greatest form, we know he's got that killer pass and he can retain the ball. I think he'll go for safety over risk.
That's why we start Conte, but the Mount is different story. Mount actually, what it shows is that he actually not that player. He's not that dig-in player this season, especially last game. That's why I think Mount is not going to be starting, because Mount cannot provide that standard that he used to of the pressing, holding the ball, and that's a really dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. He's not on form. You can't.
He's
take
not
out
on form. Yeah,
Callum is on form. You can't drop.
I don't care who's on form, right? I just want two good hamstrings, and Pulisic doesn't really give that. So just as long as we got some two good hamstrings, I think that's the person that plays in front of Pulisic, and Pulisic is going to be impact player. That's why I don't think he starts.
That's true as well. Don't remember last time he retain the ball. He doesn't retain the ball. He struggles.
No,
I like the comment. One of the comments that you posted, Jen.
I think in the Premier League, yes, but Europe he's better.
What comment?
It actually said that besides Lukaku, Pulisic is more likely to score for if he's playing the entire game. I tend to agree with that. Like if Pulisic is in the pitch for 90 minutes, then we are more likely to get a goal from him at least, if at all not from anyone. You get my point, right? He usually.
Yes, I get your point. That is a good point.
I get your point too, because like think about it. If we play from the wings, of course he's not gonna get on every head ball, but like Alex said, his anticipation and his run in the box will create chances.
Exactly, his box positioning is also good, and the other thing that I like about Pulisic is that he can run around these tall, physically strong defenders that Juventus have. So that's not something that is feasible with Lukaku. I'm not saying Lukaku cannot penetrate Juventus's defense, but it's going to be like a direct match because both of them are physically strong, and then they're going to be competing against each other. But that Pulisic has a different strength that enables him to penetrate Juventus' defense. That's where I think someone like Pulisic or Werner can be more impactful in this particular game than Lukaku.
Is there going to be space for Werner to run into though, or not?
Yeah,
exactly.
I think so.
But they're going to play a low block though. That's the thing. Juve are not going to come out and attack us. They're going to sit back and.
He's going to run like a chicken against the wall.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? If you've watched Juve play this season, they've been heavily reliant on 1-0, 2-1, 3-2 results. They're just edging games. They're sitting back and countering teams, right? Because they've not got the most energetic team. What you'd say? I mean, especially with the backline and stuff. So they've got explosive players up front. So they'll sit back, they'll play a low block, they'll try squeeze the space and hit us on the break with Cuadrado and Chiesa, those, and Dybala's apparently playing. So those
Morata coming to the bridge.
Morata's
give us
gonna
some
stink
stick.
out this gaff.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah,
I hope he gets put in his
Rudiger
place.
will flash him out. You kick him out of the stadium.
Rudiger will put him in a spliff, bro.
Yeah,
Get
of
him.
I wouldn't be
Man,
surprised if he scores.
Nah, bro. he
Rudiger's
doesn't
going to
score.
score tonight. Rudiger's getting another goal tonight.
You love Rudiger, Nick, don't you? Do you
Here we
dream
go,
about him
Nick.
at
Go
night
with
as
his
well?
agenda.
You love
Yeah,
him, don't you?
because he's a player. He plays like I remember. I used to play
You love
football,
him.
right?
He's a no-nonsense
Hey, Nick Blue,
defender.
is he
That's
trying
why
to
we
get,
like him, bro.
I
All
used to
bonuses
play
on his
football,
contract, is that where he's going to
and
score?
when I played football, I was in the midfield, and I was aggressive like Rudiger. No one could take me off the ball. Plus, I was like him. I love that sort of player. I love
My
him.
brother, mate.
I agree with you.
I like
We
his
don't. Every team needs that enforcer on a team because it kind
Of
of
course.
Like
Yeah.
someone who's ready to go to war. You like football. Think about it. It is kind of like a war aspect in a way, bro. And
Yeah.
like
I
you
didn't
need
know
somebody who's
you
gonna
have
get
it.
up and not play no nonsense. And Rudiger's good on the ball as well. So
Yeah.
He's
Rudiger
good on
takes
the
the
ball.
fight
And
to
he's
them,
got, when things are not going well, he will get the team going as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question
Nick,
with
what
Rudiger
Go on,
is
Nick.
though, like, why does the club simply not want to pay him what he wants? Like, this is what I don't get, right? So
Because it's
we
not-
come to that. Yes,
because
we
it
will
doesn't
forget
come
about
out
that.
of your pocket.
Wait,
It's
let him
coming
finish.
out
Let
of
him
their
finish. Let him
pocket.
finish. Let him
hear
finish.
me out, right?
Yeah.
So he probably wants around 200 grand a week, right? Okay, that's expensive, but pay it. But the fact is, if we lose him on a free, we're gonna have to buy a new defender anyway. Because I mean, Thiago Silva's still 37. We could probably get him on another year. Like I think we could get another year to Thiago Silva. But still, we need another first, a starting defender for that back three. And if we lose Rudiger, who are we gonna get in? Chalobah, is he ready to make the step? Levy Colwell,
Kunde.
maybe
Christensen.
not. Look, Christensen, I hear that, but Rudiger's been such an integral part of this team, right? I mean, the fact is, if we lose Rudiger, we'll probably need to go out and buy a new defender. That will
Kunde.
cost us. Pardon?
Kunde.
Kunde,
I think
Gem, but that will cost 70, 60 million pounds. Why don't we just pay Rudiger what he wants?
Yeah,
I
but
think we won't do that.
Probably 250 million plus a wage. Sorry,
No,
250,000 a week. Sorry, wage.
let me tell him. Kunde value doesn't drop, but Rudiger value drops the soon as he signs the contract.
Not only that, I think you've got to think of precedent. Like you can't have a player with the way that we do our wage structure. You can't have a player demanding to be on so much more money because then every single time a contract negotiation comes around, it will just keep rising. It's a knock-on effect, and I think that's the reason we haven't done it. None of this are we depletes in value or X, Y, and Z. I think it's simply that. I think it's the fact that we don't want to keep raising the bar too high because you'll end up paying over the odds, and then the contract wages get ridiculous.
In
I mean, I love Rudy, but
how much
in
does he want?
2018, 2019.
Yeah,
Hey, man, you got to be careful. You get called a hater, and
Yeah.
In the end, I think he will accept 200,000. In the end, when he goes to these other clubs and whatever, he's going to say, I'd rather stay with Chelsea. He doesn't want to go.
Mr. Blue, when's the end?
If it's 200,000, I think he will sign.
But what if a club
It's the end.
offers you more though?
Declare looks like you Nick Blue's hater too.
I'm the only one who thinks he's staying. He's going to sign.
Hey, at least I call him Mr.
Yeah,
Blue.
you're only
I
one.
respect my
Like
hey, I want him to tell me when the end is. I'm waiting for this end.
Different, I want him to say, but I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I don't think a lot of Rudiger fans think that Chelsea fans don't
and
want
after you got to see
Rudiger to
after
leave.
tonight, hopefully Abramovich is there. There's rumors he might be at the bridge tonight
because he was there earlier, right? For a charity
they said he could be at the match, watching the match tonight. And if he's there, we're going. I'm sure we're going to play even more. Abramovich.
Yeah, he's there.
I think they said he's not coming. He has some charity event.
Who said? No, I think he's at the match.
Bro, if he's in London, this has been like the first time he's in London in like 5 years.
No, he was there like a month.
He's got a visa to come and. I actually think he might be at the game.
Have a visa.
Yeah, he could be at the game.
He won't be able to enter his country without having
It's
some
called
sort of
passport.
temporary.
It's called
I
Israeli
think
passport.
I hope he's there tonight because the players
But he won't be.
will
yeah.
be up for it, but they're going to be up for it even more when they see the owner there. You know.
He
I love
was
to
at
see
the
it.
bridge 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
but he was in London yesterday, so
Yeah.
let's hope.
The
It'd be nice to see him there. You know. Yeah.
It will be, because he's the only one that does this on the pitch when we're playing. Jam, put me on a
Yes.
big screen.
He's a fan redneck.
Put me on
He
a big
goes,
screen. I'll show something.
Go.
yeah,
This is what Abramovich does when we play.
yeah,
yeah,
Oh yeah, you talking about? Remember that Champions League final against
Hey,
Bayern?
do you know what though? I actually missed that though. Red.
I
actually
know.
seen Abramovich at the ground watching games with a passion like that.
yeah, like
It's
he
so,
used to.
so
Did
sick, man. I love it.
any other owners? Did you see those?
No, that's what I'm saying. He's got passion.
You don't even see the other owners. You don't see Arsenal's owners or United's. They're not
Kroenke,
even.
Kroenke's
They're
a clown,
too
bro.
busy in America.
Did anybody see the? Well, I don't know. That basically there's one Russian reporter that supposedly done thing on Abramovich, said that on his private yacht he has like a room where his all TVs and all the TV like soccer football matches and stuff like that. So when he's over there and there's a game somewhere Chelsea playing, he's always watching live.
Of
So
course, that's 100%.
Bro, have you
He
seen
doesn't
his
miss
yacht?
he doesn't
His
miss
new one?
nothing. Even watches the
Yeah.
training, redneck. He watches everything. He knows everything what's going on.
So what I was trying to say is like he literally knows the actual tactics. He took a class to know how football works from the different positions. He took a freaking class, man,
Yeah,
just to be a better.
I was gonna say, right,
That's
he
best
also,
owner, man.
whenever we lose, he always checks up, he rings and asks
Yeah.
why we lost. If you've
Yeah.
read the
Shout
athletic
out Timo
article,
Werner.
the
Shut up,
athletic
you
article tells everything about Roman, what he does. He only pays you when you win trophies. He pays you bonuses and stuff like that.
Exactly. Why do you think he doesn't tolerate failure? Look at Man United, bro. Look at where they are, bro.
Oh,
Look
my
at
word.
their whole dealings with Solskjaer. That just demonstrates that ownership is a complete failure over there. They just accept mediocrity in the pursuit of financial gains over here. But Abramovich, he's no nonsense, bro. If you dip below fourth, you don't win a trophy, you're out. And that's why it's so good having Abramovich. Yeah, there's
You're out.
But
exactly.
this is why it's unfathomable that people would want him out. Like he's one of the greatest things that ever happened to Chelsea, bro. We have the best owner in the world.
Oh,
So
can I just say
That's-
quickly,
that's
guys,
why-
before you
Season
just go on after Javi. Well, congratulations to Marina for getting winning the
Yeah.
sporting director, the best sporting director of Europe, and all you Chelsea fans out there. There's 150 of you here that wanted her out. You are in the mud right now. Muddy. That's what
yeah,
I'm going to say.
Sabinius,
100%.
She is class,
Muddy.
bro. She is class.
The best
Different gravy.
club director in Europe. The
Different
best.
gravy.
The
Different
best.
gravy.
One of the best, guys. That's what I'm going
She
to
knows
say.
what
Right
she
now.
do.
People just don't understand what a football director actually does. If people know what her actual job is, they will look at it differently. She's not a scout. She doesn't go and watch somebody
I was
play.
just about to ask that.
She doesn't do none of that. There's the person who's in charge of scouting and everything. It's Peter Cech.
Yes.
Peter Cech comes to her, and it's not like she's a Cobham every day. That's not her job over there either. She also has a couple of more businesses that she runs. So if you think that negotiation it's a daily thing basis, you're out of your mind. They have to have appointments with
Yeah,
her
it's
because she's not there every day. When she's schedule appointment, that's the appointment for the renegotiation. If they don't make no decision on that day, we're gonna have to wait a month or so until she's available again.
Exactly.
So
It's not
people
easy.
saying like it's not easy. So
It's
what
not
I'm
easy.
what I'm trying to say is, so when Marina, how it works, Peter Cech gets with Tuchel, and Tuchel saying like, look, this is the situation. I will add this. He have saying. He doesn't have the final say. What then Peter Cech gets the folder and goes to the Marina and said, this is the target. What we will what we would like to sign. This is the weak spot. This is this.
Exactly.
These players can be sold. These players needs to be bought. What she does from that point, She contacts that agency and saying the price. All she does, it's price, nothing else, just money. She doesn't know what nationality. I mean, I'm exaggerating. She doesn't get involved with anything but the financial part of it.
Of course she does. She does.
all she does.
She carries Roman's money and makes sure it's used wisely.
Exactly.
You know?
That's why the stadium and Roman Abramovich doesn't own the stadium. So ticket prices, it's not up to him because he doesn't own the stadium. It's a board decision.
Yeah.
You gotta know. The blame needs to be know where to blame. So, for example, if the stadium needs renovation, the toilet plumber, we need to call a plumber. Father went to the bathroom and clogged the toilet at the Stamford Bridge. They need to call a plumber. Where the money comes from? Do you think the money comes from Abramovich or from Father's bank account?
Exactly.
It goes from the budget of the stadium.
Exactly. Yeah. They all have a budget.
People need to know who to blame, what to blame. You can't just
We need a Chelsea business class. Chelsea FC business.
We actually need the Chelsea business tutorial, don't we? Just to shut up all these Chelsea haters about it's not as easy. I don't think they fully understand it. They think it's like A, B, C, and D. It's like that easy. It's nothing
because when you get mad, it's just easy to point fingers without thinking.
Exactly.
Technically, it is Marina's decision on Rudiger contract. It is her. Like financial. This is exactly her job. If she doesn't think that he's the value, it's her decision. It's it.
No, I agree. And this is true as well. So far, so good in terms of Peter Cech. Obviously, he did pick Mendy. He's also talking about the involvement of Tchouameni. The agent of Tchouameni is the same agent as Jules Koundé. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that there's a little thing for you there. So maybe we can try and get a double deal done with the same agent. But Peter Cech has done the right moves at the moment. Bringing Mendy in was an absolute blinder.
Look, out of 5 players that any club signs, 2 possibilities that can make it. That's the rate in the world. Out of 5 signing, 2 possible making. People need to know that. Out of 5 signings, 2 possible can make it.
Yeah. That's why it's important.
That's why we go for volume. If something,
Chelsea are always linked.
We buy them in bulk.
With everyone. Everyone. It's like Chelsea want that one, Chelsea wants this one. Oh, look, guess what? Chelsea want him. Even though we might not want him, it's the volume. It's having links to many players across the board, and it makes sense from a business perspective. Guys need to understand that it's better to not throw your eggs in one basket. It's better to evaluate all of the options and then make a decision based on the board or whatever gives the. But let me tell you something. They do still go to, even if they do make a decision, there's still some sort of involvement from Roman in terms of the individual that they bring across massively, because I do think that he does have a small involvement in that.
Roman can override the thing, like with Haaland, with the Haaland
he wants
this
Haaland.
Summer.
He wants Haaland. He's always wanted Haaland.
You want Haaland, but you also better pay.
He does it less these days, though, doesn't he? He's less, should we say, like more forceful these days than he was of past. Like before, it was pretty much he wanted a player, we went and got that player. There's a list of players that we can say that we got into the club that didn't suit the manager, probably didn't suit our style of football, but he wanted him and he went and got him.
But do you know what I think is? I think Roman was
players for the manager. Remember that we never buying players for the manager.
Well, even if you, the team, if you want to go from that, the ethos, whatever it is, but when he wants to play, he goes and gets it.
Players for was Mourinho, because most of them were Mourinho's players. Like that was the only time I think Roman's probably learned from his mistakes. I'm talking about Roman's probably learned from his mistakes with the signing big players with big wages, big money. He's probably why he probably brought Marina in and stuff like that to make sure he does a goal. Like I feel like the only person he would go for really is like the best player in the world. Like last week, like I remember there was a time Mourinho said that Roman was gonna get Ronaldinho into the squad, and he turned around and said he wanted Drogba, and then obviously Roman paid for Drogba, and obviously now Roman's learned from his mistakes, and I feel like the only time he'd go for override decisions probably Haaland.
He's an opportunist.
Haaland.
Like with Haaland, he saw the opportunity. The market is available. Nobody has
He'll go
money
for
but
it.
us.
And this is why I don't think
But
he's gone
us.
for him at that value. This is why
The
I think
problem
he's
is when Haaland is going to be on the open market, there will be less how you say it, less interest from Roman for Haaland, because Roman doesn't like to fight over player. He
Yeah, but
only
like,
I
who's
don't
to
know, though.
say?
I don't know.
I was just say something. Who's to say that he hasn't? The reason Chelsea did pulled out from doing it in the summer last year is that when they added up the agent costs,
Yeah.
the wages, the amount it's going to cost to bring him over in a bulk, they thought themselves,
Yeah, of
why do
course.
that? And we can wait a
Yeah,
season, maybe negotiate it with them and Haaland for it. I'm not saying we're going to get Haaland. Just
No,
don't
but
get me
Jem,
wrong,
Jem,
but
I
what if
this
Chelsea
actually
have
think
done that and already got an
we
agreement?
will. I
I
actually
was
think we
just
will.
going to
that
say,
already.
right?
Do you know what
I'm
I
just
mean?
gonna say, I was just gonna say, right? It doesn't make sense for us to go for him this season, where the whole package is gonna cost 400 million, and
Exactly.
isn't next season
His
his
package
price?
already is not there. His package was
Yeah,
already
his price is
down
gonna
to
drop.
80.
And isn't
or
there gonna
60.
be a law? Isn't there gonna be a law about agent fees being capped next season?
I don't think that'll come in time for Haaland. They're discussing that, but I think last time I heard about that, it was going to come in later on. Like, I think you'll get that halfway through next season. I don't think it will be when Haaland's coming. I still think you'll have to pay that little tuna fish a big agent fee.
No, but that big agent fee is only gonna cost like 50 million less than his original price.
I agree. Could you? The thing for me
No,
is
his original
I
price
think
was
we have a
25
chance.
million.
I think we
150
have a chance
million.
at Haaland. I really
No.
do. The question is though, could Lukaku and Haaland play up front together?
Yes, Lukaku's
Yes.
actually played with the other
You
center.
could do a 3-5-2. You could actually do a
But is
3-5-2.
it
After
realistic though? Like the amount of pieces that we're gonna have to move, Ziyech, Pulisic, where's Mount's game time gonna come from? What about
We'd have to
Havertz?
sell players.
No,
We'd have to
like-
sell
Oh
players.
no,
I
we're
agree.
going to sell. It's literally
Yeah.
it's all on Tuchel. Tuchel's
Sure,
probably
one of
gonna
them can
have
sit
a
on the
word.
bench, yeah? Hundreds of millions
So
on the bench. Why
so
not?
what's gonna happen is
Well, I
Tuchel's
heard Tottenham
Abramovich
likes
is probably
Lukaku.
gonna go to Tuchel and say to him, "Do you want Haaland?" And Tuchel will probably say yes or no, but he'll obviously say yes in that situation.
The thing is, I just see him going to not Dortmund. I just see him going to Bayern, bro. It's just it's
Who?
Bayern's basically rite of passage to snap
Who?
Dortmund's next up and cupping. What?
Why?
Sorry?
Who?
You're
It's just-
talking about buying that don't pay massive wages?
I mean,
Buying you're talking about?
Haaland is
I
already
think
down
he's
with
more
the
likely to
Bundesliga,
go.
man.
There's only
think
4 clubs in the race, isn't there? Wasn't there only 4 clubs in the race for Haaland? With
I think
fees
there's
and
going to be
everything
more now.
included.
With this, at the
There
end of
won't
this
be.
season.
Well,
Think
no,
about it, there
it's
won't be
only
more.
technically it's only 2.
There won't be more. People keep saying they think there's going to
No,
be more.
3. My bad.
There was only 4 clubs that was
PSG, Man
reported on
City,
that
and
could
Chelsea.
get him.
PSG, Man City, and Chelsea.
Yeah,
Well,
there you go.
Real Madrid is out of picture.
Well, they said that.
Real Madrid are getting Mbappe, bro. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry
We're getting
about
Mbappe, we're getting Pogba. We cannot afford all the free wages. And people keep saying Rudiger is going over there too. Can you imagine bringing 3 players? I know they're for free, but we're going to be on the massive wages. And that's what La Liga's problem right now. Do you think Messi left because he wanted to? They have a
I
different
think they'd be more inclined to bend the rules and break the rules for Haaland
No,
with his current
no.
age.
No, I don't think so.
Mbappe's
That'll happen.
Where's Benzema gonna go? Benzema is still their number 1 striker. Why would they
Andrew,
go?
you're late.
After
but you
after
guys,
seeing-
you guys know
I think
realistically
he's going
though,
to City.
every club is going to put in some kind of
He's
offer
not a
for him.
City player, though. He's not a City player.
Well, guys,
I
let's
know
move
City-
back.
yeah.
Let's
City need
move
to-
back
City need a
away
striker,
from
man.
transfer talk because I do need to get score predictions. It's nearly 4 o'clock. Nearly 2 hours here as well. Been a great show. Still 150 people here. We are 12 away from 100 likes. Let's try and get that done before the end of the show. And we're 30 away from 3.2 subscribers, guys. So please make sure you do that. Big up to the Winter Surfer that's in the chat as well. It's good to see him here. Score predictions. VJ, what are you saying?
1-0 to Chelsea.
Who's scoring?
Pulisic.
What minute?
1-0.
What
Till
minute?
What second?
How's he
What
scoring
minute?
it?
65
What foot?
minutes, 20
No, it's a
seconds.
gem like KGB
Late
agent.
assist.
Like, who's scoring?
I am late or
Jem
here when I need to be.
agent.
Fair enough. Hassan, what are you saying?
My score prediction is probably 2-0. I would say.
Score predictions 2-0. Who's scoring? All right, cool. Lord Dan, what are you saying? Score predictions.
My score prediction is 2-1. I think we're gonna score from a corner, and they will get a late goal.
Fair enough. I hear that. What are you saying, Nick Lou? Rudiger.
Yeah, but I fancy.
So late.
I reckon it's going to be 2-0 to us tonight.
Who's scoring?
Pulisic to get the first goal, and Rudiger to get one of these corners.
I knew it was coming.
Nick Rudy.
Just write the words down because it's going to come.
From Nick Blue to Nick Toller. What are you saying, Nick Toller?
2-0. I feel like one of the fullbacks are going to get involved, and I feel like Pulisic could get in with a goal.
Pulisic. Everyone's confident in Pully tonight. Everyone thinks Pully's
Well,
starting.
I
like
think,
this.
look, his form off the back of the international break, plus he bagged the goal against Leicester. It's just momentum, you know?
Plus, he wants to prove himself.
He's the only good in the tight spaces with the ball.
Fair enough.
First of all, he managed to come back from the injury. Managed to come back from international duty injury free. That itself is a huge boost for us.
That was already already itself is accomplishment for him.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to Matty K. What are you saying?
Mine's going to be spicy. 3-0. Jorginho 2 goals. Ziyech 1. I think we're going to get some pens.
That'd be nice.
Because that was the only way Jorginho was scoring.
I think with the people we're looking to play up top, they're skillful, they're fast. I just think there'll be some fouls in the box. So I think.
Stop it, Jonathan. Stop it.
Who's
I don't
on
want to see.
penalty
He's not even
duty?
playing tonight. Don't do
George
this
is
to
in
me
a bag.
right now. Not at 4 o'clock, mate.
He's a proper starter.
Don't do this to me. Don't do it. It's declared.
I can clarify something that if we finish on the same points, it's head-to-head, right?
Yeah.
So we actually need
3
2-0
goals.
plus win, yeah? Was it 3 goals?
3 goals.
We need to score over 2 more goals.
No. It's gonna be we just cancel each other out. It's gonna be based after our goals.
Okay. I'm gonna go for then 3-0.
3-0.
Unlock him up.
My guy.
Definitely not Pulisic. I'm not gonna say Pulisic. I'll say Jorginho just for redneck penalty. And who else, man? Chilwell and Reece James. No one else is scoring. We don't have other scorers. The true
Fair
strikers.
enough. What are you saying, Redneck?
5-0. Pulisic hat trick. Jorginho 2 penalties.
I've started a trend here with these pens, haven't I?
Yeah,
you did, bro.
Listen, we done a stream on it, right? And we were all predicting, and he said Jorginho scored a hat trick from pens, yeah, and he scored 2. Literally scored 2 penalties in a row.
And should have had a penalty against him when he was pushing it back. Remember, he should have had a penalty for that third goal, for that third chance he had. When Jorginho was in the box, he got pushed. Are you writing down everybody's predictions?
Huh?
Yeah, he's actually doing that.
Are you writing down everybody's predictions? So
no,
you can...
I was just I got a text. So I was just writing the text out. I forgot I'm on the big screen, didn't I? Javi, what you said?
2-0.
2-0.
Pulisic, Jorginho pen.
All right, my go. 2-0 Chelsea. 3-0 Chelsea. I'm going with a Chilwell goal. I'm going with a Chilwell goal. I'm going with a Pulisic goal, and I'm going with a Mendy goal.
Wait.
Oh my God! So many 3-0 and 5-0 prediction. Are we playing against Newcastle? Do you guys just get confused with that black and white?
Listen, BJ. If we play like we did against Leicester, if we play like that, if we from 0 to 93 minutes, if we play like we did against Leicester, we will beat them 3-0.
It all depends if we score on the first goal quick.
But if we don't, and we're slow and we're lethargic and back, and then it could be a draw. I'm going to be honest. It could easily be a draw.
It depends how quick we score on the first goal.
Okay.
Right, fair enough.
I think he'll only score 1 goal though. I'm going to stick to that.
You stick to the 1. That's no problem. We have no Lukaku, which means there might be goals. No, I'm joking. I'm only winding people up in the chat. But yeah. Clean sheet 2. Morata. Listen, don't even look. The legend, the Chelsea legend Morata is returning. Before I go, is anyone scared of Alvaro Morata tonight getting a goal?
I hope he gets schooled.
Yes,
probably
because
people
it's
will think
us.
that
Yes.
Yeah, I am
Yep.
a little bit.
No, they won't. Rudiger, he's not going to let Morata score or even get close to scoring.
Morata's gonna spin Rudiger.
What about the other defenders, Nick?
If he does, we're going after you, Rudiger Blue.
Rudiger Blue, that's his new name. Rudiger
all.
Blue.
Yeah,
But listen,
yeah.
guys, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, subscribe, smash it, get to 100 likes. We are going to be back for the review of this game tomorrow. So please make sure before you leave, you subscribe to the channel. Other than that, let's hope we smash them up the Chelsea. Let's hope that we get the job done. Let's hope we don't make it a hard game. And I'm not sitting here tomorrow moaning. I'm actually smiling and happy with the performance. Then we can all be happy. No arguing. We can actually all come together and talk about how great all our players are. And that Ziyech is playing well. And that Barkley's playing well. And that Lukaku's playing well. And Werner, we're all happy. We have to see. But anyway.
Jim, it's good to see a lot of people supporting Ziyech there.
Listen, I don't turn against players, but I've never turned against them. But if they're not playing well, I don't want them in my team. Like, that's the way it is. Like, until they can show me otherwise. And I'm always up for being proven wrong and shown different.
Jem, quick question.
Yeah.
Jem, quick question. We did a rating, and I'm pretty sure you put Pulisic in the bin. Is that still the case, or thought changing?
Pulisic was put in the bin based on what he'd done up to that point, and the reason he was in the bin was because he hadn't played any games, so we couldn't really rate him. So it was just bin, like he was useless.
Where would you put him now?
Yeah,
you need to give him a couple more games to prove himself.
I'll give him. It's a bit hard to evaluate now, but he scored a goal recently, so I'd get him out of the bin and put him one up.
Just out of the bin.
Yeah, just out of the bin. Yeah, he's just out of the bin now. The only one that's in the bin at the moment is Ross Barkley. But on that note, we will leave. But guys, take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the game as well. Yeah, make sure wherever you are and you enjoy the game and up the Chelsea. And we'll see you in a bit. Peace.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.